our webcast today showing the new C3 website to our employers. We're glad that you are all here. Presently, all of our attendees are on mute, and what we will do is do a presentation for you here to show you through the website, and then at the end we will actually unmute all the participants to be able to ask questions. You can additionally indicate questions as we are going along in the chat menu on the right-hand side of the GoToMeeting if you'd like to do that. We're glad you're all here today, and I'm glad to get started. And to do that, I want to introduce some people who are on the phone with us. First, my name is Brian Helmanak. I am the chair for the new C3 this year. And additionally on the phone, we have Sharon Stead, who is our new C3 chair-elect, so she will be the chair in 2013 when we are in Las Vegas. And additionally, thank you, Sharon, we have Kristen Salenti-Skendel, who is a very long title, but Assistant Director from the International Office of ACPA, who is with us. With that, I would like to turn the reins over to Sharon here, who's going to talk a little bit to get us started today.
Hello, everybody. This is Sharon, and I'm going to walk you through the first few steps that you will take all the way from the beginning. So if any of you are already into CSO and into the new system, this will be a bit of a review for you. But since the webinar is being recorded and we are going to YouTube it, we want it to be a really useful tool for all of our employers to utilize. So we are starting at the very beginning. So you may or may not know, if you have not registered, that you need to register for convention prior to entering your information into CSO. So the first thing you're going to do as a prospective employer is register for convention, because as an employer, as the convention registrant, you get to post a position. So you're first going to go to the convention.myacpa.org website, and then you're going to click the registration tab, which will take you here. Ta-da! And then you can click this, which will take you to the register online. And then you will hit the register now button and sign up, pay through whatever venue you have available to you at your campus. After you've registered for convention, you can go directly to the CSO site. And one of the things we did this year to try and make it easier for our candidates and employers is we bought a couple of domains that will redirect you. The one that we want you to use is you can just always type in thenewc3.org, and it will take you directly to where we are. Oops. There we go. Sorry about that. It will take you directly to the employer or candidate login. So what we're going to do is we are going to completely walk you through the process. And I'm new. I'm going to be a new employer, so I'm going to click the register here. I am going to find my institution. I am currently the Director of Middle Earth Housing, and yes, that is Middle Earth, as in Tolkien Sahabit. And I work at the University of California, Irvine. And can't find my organization? Nope, not yet. And apparently I didn't capitalize everything, but that's okay for this. So now I'm going to register. So I'm going to complete my institution name, and I'm just going to say Best College. See here. Department, institution type, address line 123 A Street, Anytown, and we're just going to stay with California because it's so wonderful here in California. There we go. And my phone. Of course, you're going to have an opportunity to put in lots of information about your college or university or your specific department or all of the above into these fields, institutional size, institutional website. Our candidates are incredibly web savvy nowadays, so as much information and access as you can give them online here through your employer information and profile will be of great benefit to you as you try to recruit candidates. The spell check feature is very handy if you tend to type like me. I tend to type fast, and I'm a little, I'm not of the millennial generation, so I didn't exactly grow up on typewriters and computers. So the spell check is very handy for my speedy typing. Online application address. Many, many institutions require an online application through their institutional HR website, and here is an opportunity to easily give your candidate's that address. Include the company info in the employer directory. We definitely recommend that you select yes so you can be searched for. So this next field, you're going to do your contact information, and this is the contact information for the position, for the person who's going to be at the convention. If those will be different people, you want to figure out who you want to be the contact for this particular job posting. So I will put Jane.
And you do have the opportunity with each job posting to change the direct contact person for questions once you create your overall account.
Another thing you will notice as Sharon is continuing to type here, near some of the different areas, you see that blue question mark. If you highlight over that blue question mark, it will give you kind of a help hint on what is needed in that particular field if there's any question about it. So it's a good thing as you're going along. If you're doing any of the profile information, or you have any questions about any of the information that Sharon will show you here in a little bit, that is a very useful tool to get some immediate answers. And then if there are additional questions outside of that, you have an opportunity to email us, and at the very end we will put up a slide to show you all of our contact information to be able to get other additional questions answered.
And again, I am just filling out the required fields for the sake of speed here for the contact information, as well as I said for the profile up above. But again, title, department, your salutation, copy your address, phone, alternate phone, fax, ACPA member number, ACPA member type. Include my contact info in the employer directory. I'm actually going to select no for both of these because this is a made-up entry. We will go in and delete it, but we have a lot of very, very excited candidates. And goodness knows, between the time when we're conducting the webinar for you and the time when we go and delete it after, we very well could have someone who actually thinks this is serious. So include my contact information in the employer directory. We definitely recommend that you do yes. And there is that little help bubble that Brian mentioned. Yes means students will see your contact information in the employer directory. No means students won't see it. So we are going to click register. Ta-da! Congratulations, your profile is now complete. One of the things that we need you to remember as you go through this process is that your approval in the CSO system, which is where we're working, which is our career affairs software, is dependent upon us confirming that you are actually registered for Louisville. So there can be a lag or a delay, usually within 72 hours, and we have really been working hard. We already have well over 100 candidates and several employers posted here. But what we do is we go in every day, confirm people are registered, and then approve them in the system. And there may be a bit of a delay, but not more than 72 hours should your information be pending. So if you go more than 72 hours, and we will post holiday hours, we were closed for Veterans Day, that was posted on the site. The announcement for Thanksgiving is pending in the queue and will come out next week. And we will also have the hours of operation where we're closed for Christmas or the winter break holiday posted as well. But if it's normal operation hours and you go more than 72 hours or 3 business days without that contact, please contact its new C3 Employers at acpa.nche.edu, and we will post that address for you. And it's prolific at the site, so we make sure you know how to contact us. You can find it on the login page as well. So we're going to submit the profile here. And here's our general announcement. So this space that you're seeing here is going to be where those announcements are. Here's the webcast information, the general hours. But if we have closures or updates, especially for Thanksgiving or the winter break holiday, or any other new critical updates we want to inform you about, then we'll make sure we post the announcement here. So if you go over to the account summary over here, you can see when I last modified the profile and see my current email address. And we make it hopefully as easy as possible for you to utilize or change your system or change your information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a position. So I'm going to my jobs tab, and I don't have any jobs. I could go to the job list, but I don't have any posted yet. If you're an institution that is going to be hiring for multiple positions after you have them posted, you can easily manage all of those postings by going to my job list. But we are going to go to new jobs. So job title. And again, I'm just going to enter in the very, very basics. Please, my encouragement for you as employers is to take advantage of the fields and the information that you have the opportunity to provide and to give the candidates as much detail as possible. Let's see here. Great residence. Okay. Whoops. Where'd I go? Where'd I go? Sorry about that. Thought I was in the box. Apparently I wasn't. I will try that again. College, university is required. Job description. We're going to be brief. And again, I can't type, so the spell check is very, very important for somebody like me. There are no other red asterisks in this position or in this position listing. So we're going to keep going down. Application deadline. If you have a hard application deadline, it's very important to make sure the candidates have that information. Additional application required. What you can do is say yes online, yes hard copy. So this is, again, something you can utilize. Here's the contact information for this position, and this is what Kristen mentioned that you can go in and change. If you're having one institutional representative come to Louisville, but you have individual people that will be responsible for each position, you can change the contact information or update that as you need to for your institution. We're going to scroll down and go to, come on, scroll computer, there we go. Functional areas. So here's your opportunity to select the functional areas, and these are important to take into consideration because they will impact the search criteria utilized by the candidates to find your position. So I am going to utilize, and we really tried to have a comprehensive list. We got some feedback from our beta testers and incorporated that feedback. If you're looking and something doesn't meet your need, let us know and we can hopefully incorporate it into future iterations. I'm going to select residence life. I'm going to say it's a full-time position. And again, what we're trying to do is accommodate and make sure that our candidates are very clear on the expectations of full-time experience. So we are listing those as criteria. So if you're looking for a position and you want someone who has at least 1 to 3 years of full-time experience, you have the opportunity to select that. And how that plays out when the candidates search is when they search, they will have a message that the criteria they've entered, because the candidates will enter their years of full-time experience on their end, they will receive a message that lets them know that they are not qualified for this type of position. And what we're really hoping to do here is to accomplish people fresh out of graduate school with no full-time experience applying for Res Life positions or director of Res Life positions has happened multiple times in the past. And so we are trying to make sure that everyone gets their time utilized really effectively and that employers are not put in the position of telling unqualified candidates, wow, you really can't apply for this position, come back in 10 years. But also to save the candidates that stress and to help the candidates understand the parameters of experience that are necessary for each type of position. And again, along with the full-time experience, the next box is degree earned. So you can specify that they have to have a master's earned. And then degrees pending, a lot of our folks at ACPA are going to be master's pending graduation this year, doctors. So it could be someone who already has their master's, they have 1 to 3 years of full-time experience, but they have a doctorate pending this year, and this is what you're looking for. So again, all of this will figure into the criteria the candidates edit about themselves, and we're hoping this will help make a better match between employer and candidate. So here's your post date. Show your contact info. Please select yes. Again, I'm selecting no, just in case some of our super excited candidates get excited about this very, very brief position that I have. I'm going to click Save. Come on, Save. Oh, did I have to put the post date in? Thanks, Kristen. I'm figuring that was Kristen. So now is your chance to go through and review everything that you've entered in. These tabs at the top make it very easy to go across and review information. Again, editing each section. If you need to change something now or later, you do have complete control over this aspect, so you can come in and edit as you need to. And again, the little bubbles will always be here. If your qualifications change or your needs change, you can easily come and edit the system. So you have your profile view, which is the general information, the specific information for the job at which you're looking, your contact information for this position, and the posting information. All right, so now that we've got our job, we are going to go here and we're going to request a new schedule. So again, schedule list would be a comprehensive list if you have multiple positions or if you already have a position posted and approved. I'm going to do a new schedule request to go along with this position. And one of the things to remember about our system here is that it's a little bit unique. So what you're going to do at this point is you're going to select your schedule type. If you're going to be participating in the new C3 at Louisville, then you'll select this. If you're going to be collecting resumes only, that's your other choice. You want to select your days that you're going to interview. You can select one or multiple days. And then the number of tables. And then the interview time slot preference. And one of our limitations of the current system, we have 3 time slot templates set up for folks. So you can select 30, 60, or no interviews. We know a lot of our schools need to have a table where they can just work at and keep their records at. So you can select whatever you want. That time slot template will apply for all 3 days. And here in this box is where you request additional information initially about your schedule. The scheduling limitation is that the administrators need to make all of the additions or all of the changes or subtractions to the schedule. So here is what you let us know what you need. So and again, this is not finite. You can make additional adjustments here. A lot of our employers are also program presenters, are also involved in commission work or standing committee work. So everything is always editable. You do need to go through us, but the communication will be fast and easy. We have made this commitment in taking on this system to have the staffing and the availability to make sure that we adjust and update your schedule to suit your preferences and to suit your needs. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask to please select 1-hour time slots on 3/25 and 3/26. Please break for lunch from 12 to 2 all 3 days. And that's all I really know about right now. I don't know when I'm presenting. I don't know about any other needs I have schedule-wise, so this is where I'm going. I want 30-minute time slots the first day, 1-hour time slots the second day. We will click Save and Continue, and when we go in to approve the schedule, we will make those edits for you. So when you see your schedule, you will see exactly what you requested. You will see all of the edits and all of the changes. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to link it to Best Residence Director ever. I'm going to add, let's see here, what do I want my candidates to submit? Resume is required. As you can see, you can require specific documents. And the candidates do have the options to upload all of these electronically. So I would like, if they want to send me a cover letter, I would like a cover letter. I would also like references or unofficial transcripts. You know what? If they have it and they want to send it to me, I'm going to take it because it will give me a good view of my candidate. So I'm requiring a resume if a candidate applies for a job or requests an interview, but I'm going to allow them to submit anything they want that they think will support their candidacy. So, and I've linked it with my job. I'm going to save and continue. So, and this is your final review. One thing that's really helpful for CSO is they always do the cookie crumb trail at the top. And as we've gone in and gone from screen to screen to screen as admins to edit and approve and to look at schedules and resumes and candidate profiles, it's been really helpful to always have this reference at the top as to how we got to where we are and then how to get back to where we want to be. So here's where we are. We're going to submit the request, but we're going to take a look. Our schedule request, Best College, Jane Doe. The linked job to the schedule, Best Residence Hall Director. Here's the schedule type. I'm interviewing all 3 days. I want 1 table. I did select 30-minute time slots, which works for the first day, but does not work for the second days. I want 1-hour time slots, and I want to break from 12 to 2 for lunch all 3 days. Okay, that works for me right now. So I'm going to officially submit my request.
Just to interject.
Yeah.
All convention registrants are eligible to post one position and or participate as a candidate included in their registration. If they wanted to just collect resumes only, there would be no additional cost, but each interview table is available for purchase either through your registration or if you've already registered, we'll show you the link where you can purchase additional postings or any interview tables. So when you submit your schedule, you'll also want to make sure that you have the corresponding number of tables that you've purchased.
And if you don't, we will contact you and just let you know that there's a discrepancy between what you've asked for and what you've paid for, and we will make sure that we communicate the way that if you need to change your table request, oh, I didn't mean to select 3, I only wanted 1 table, or if you really do want 3 tables now because your need is increased, then we will definitely give you the link and the information to purchase more tables. So here's where we are. I'm officially going to submit my request. I've reviewed everything. I get the email confirmation or the screen confirmation that I have successfully submitted the request to participate at the new C3, and then we have committed again. I know the not having the schedule uploaded or updated may cause stress for some people, but we are making this commitment to serve you, and we have been logging in religiously since we went live on November 1st, which includes, especially since I'm West Coast, evenings and some weekends, just to make sure that we can offer that service to you. So again, remember that our ability to approve you is dependent upon the upload of the conference registrant database, and the ACPA International Office is closed on weekends, but we are committed to making sure that Monday through Friday, and then whenever we can serve you, for me again, after hours, because when it's 5 o'clock here, it's 8 o'clock on the East Coast, so I've been the back-end girl going in and doing the last-minute approves after everybody's gone home for the day. So we will serve you in any way we can. And we have contact information, new C3 employers, a specific email address for you. The candidates are new C3 candidates. We wanted each to have their own contact information to funnel that ease a little bit more and to expedite serving you as our constituents. So I'm going to click OK. I feel good about my job right now. I feel good about what I've submitted. And here is my information. So I have one current job. I don't have any inactive. And if the PIC's not started, PIC's not completed, just talks about, Kristen, if I remember this correctly, we're not necessarily utilizing this feature. CSO is utilized on campuses for career fairs. So this kind of refers to if we started the job fair, there is an option to initially in the system, which we have not accessed, to start reviewing and to start pre-scheduling interviews and to time all of it and to cut off when those pre-schedules can start. We didn't want to limit our employers or our candidates in that way. So these 3 red flags up here correspond to as part of the system that we're not utilizing. We had an option to cut off the scheduling of interviews before the convention started, but of course, knowing how C3 runs, that didn't meet our needs, so we decided not to opt for that, but we couldn't get rid of these 3 little flags up here. So we apologize for that. Please ignore the pretty little colors and just move on with your normal scheduling. The way we have it set up will work much better for our employers. And now I'm going to turn it over to Kristen, who will show you what it's going to look like exactly from your side once these steps and everything is approved.
Thank you, Sharon. So you'll see there are 6 tabs here for you to view now. And in pending, you're welcome to request as many schedules or post as many jobs as you have. Again, each convention registrant is included is one position. So if I am at one institution and there's 5 of us going, each person can post 1 position. Any additional positions or tables, you want to visit our newc3.org website. On the left-hand side is this registration link, and this gives you information on the rates. If you've already registered for the convention and wanted to buy tables or postings afterwards, you can click on these links. Otherwise, you can do so right as part of the registration process without any additional steps. I'm going to go ahead and sign out of here and log in with the employer account that I've created with my information for us to show you what a approved account looks like. You'll see now I have additional tabs. Candidate search and resume books are the 2 additional tabs from what I did not have access to before. Everything else is exactly the same. So you'll see I can go into candidate search, and there are several ways in which I can search for a candidate. I can look for a specific candidate. If I'm interested, I know that an individual is participating in this new C3. Maybe I'm interested in matching my institutional type. If I'm at a 4-year public, I'm interested in candidates who want to work in a 4-year public. I can look by degrees. I can search by years of full-time experience and work authorization, as well as country. So, for example, if I'm a Canadian institution and I'm interested in candidates who want to work in Canada, I can search here. If I just click search without entering in any criteria, I will see all of the candidates. There are currently 72 candidates who are approved and who allow employer viewing. We do have over 100 candidates in the system, but many of them have chosen to stay hidden until they have a better sense of what positions are being posted. Any candidate who has a checkbox next to their name means that they have a resume posted. So we can go ahead and click on one of those folks, and then we can create a packet. And what the packet will do is it will email the resume to us. So let's go ahead and search for me since I'm in here. Oh, Brian, can you make me visible?
Oh, yeah, hold on one second.
While Brian's helping with that, I'll show you the resume book feature. So what the resume books do is that we have done a search for folks and said by full-time work experience. So we have entry-level, mid-level 4 to 10 years, mid-level 11 to 15 years, and senior level. And then we've also created a book of residence life candidates and student activities candidates. We can create other resume books, perhaps career services, academic advising, by any functional area possible. And this basically just makes the search process easy and quick, and you can look through all of the candidates who have indicated residence life interest. If I click search, it'll again show me all of the candidates who have indicated residence life. If I wanted to be more specific, I could indicate residence life at a particular size campus, or potentially I'm looking for a graduate assistantship, so I would look at undergraduate students. Let's see if I'm public yet. Here I am. So if I go ahead and click on this box, I can create a packet. And this will generate the list of all the folks that I'm interested in. I can also email that to myself. If I click on the candidate, I can view my resume, and I can save that as a PDF or print it out. And if I'm interested in having this candidate apply for my position, I can email the candidate through my regular email, whether that's Gmail or Outlook, or I can email through the system, and I just click on the email address. Well, that took me, oh, actually, we changed it, and to send an email to a candidate, if you click on the candidate's email, it will open up whether Outlook or Thunderbird, whatever is your default email, and that way you'll be able to communicate with the candidate. Candidates also who give their phone number have agreed to be contacted that way, so you're welcome to call them. One of the other limitations of the system is that in order for candidates to get on your schedule, they will need to add themselves. So if you would like to interview a candidate, you do need to contact them, and you can invite them to apply for your position. And you'll see I do have one job posted, our test job here. This exclamation point means that I do have a linked schedule to that. So I can go to my schedule list and see that I do have schedule set up for the test job. And it shows all of the information that I entered. This is every day of my schedule. So if we look on the 25th, I'll see that I have an interview scheduled for 9 a.m. on that day, but all of the other times are open. As Sharon mentioned, if I find out now that I'm presenting a pre-con workshop or have a commitment, I can email new C3 employers at acpa.nche.edu and ask them to block off these times. And now those become inaccessible for candidates to schedule interviews. The way this interview scheduling will work is if there is a candidate in whom you are interested, or if there's a candidate who applies for your position, then they will apply, and you have to give them the okay to schedule an interview. So it's all an approval process. A candidate cannot just go in and schedule an interview, but they can request an interview. And I believe that we're going to have the candidate that I just searched for, Kristen Salenti, go ahead and apply for the test job position that I have open. So Brian, will you go ahead and do that?
You should have one there.
And while Brian's doing that, I will show you also the other tool that we have set up here at ACPA. If you are interested in hiring someone before the convention or posting a position to have a bit broader reach than just the convention registrants, we do have a brand new year-round job board. Our brand new Career Central is powered by Boxwood, which is the leading provider for associations. And you just go to careers.myacpa.org, and you can log in as an employer and create an account. It's all very easy. Our products and rates are competitive. We have 2-week postings and 30-day postings. And with every posting, you do have access to the resume database that is in the Career Central. This is completely separate from the system for the convention, so they're not connected. And you'll see that my other candidate, Kristen Salenti, has applied for the position, so I can review their documents to see if I'm interested in interviewing the candidate. I'll see that, oh, yes, I am interested, and I can do accept. If I'm not interested, I will do not accepted, and then I can save pics, and the candidate will be notified that I'm not interested in interviewing. So that is how it will work. If I change my mind and now I am interested, I can accept. And then they will get another email that says they can go in and schedule, which means that I can go in and check and see if they've
yeah, hold on 1 second. You're a step ahead of me, Kristen. There you go. There you go.
Well, we do have extended hours, both Saturday and Monday. One of the benefits to utilizing the interview scheduling system online is that even outside of the new C3, you and candidates can still set up and edit, and you can review your schedule at any time from your hotel, from your phone, from wherever, your laptop, whatever device that you're utilizing. So while we are open 8 to 8, both Saturday and Monday, and 8 to 5 on Sunday, you're not necessarily limited to, if you're busy solid all days, you're trying to make the most of the hours that we provide for the new C3, you can still catch up on correspondence, and you and candidates can still communicate and schedule interviews very effectively and efficiently outside of the opening of C3. But of course, we'll give our little caveat of, please do not spend all your time interviewing as an employer or as a candidate, and please be sure to enjoy both Louisville and the convention. Please stay healthy.
And you'll see that my candidate has scheduled the interview, and I can click on them and get their profile here again, so everything does stay in one place. I can access their resume very easily. If for some reason this 9 o'clock time no longer works for you, you have 2 options. One is to contact the candidate directly and ask them to change the time. The other is to contact us at new C3 Employers at acpa.nche.edu, and we can change the candidate's time for you. And you'll see, as Sharon mentioned, we did adopt a system that's used primarily on college campuses and career centers, and there were some places that student is still here. Those are candidates for the sake of our purposes. So you'll have access to your whole interview schedule. This is printable, so you can print it out as is here. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Brian to go over a few of the final features, and then we'll spend some time answering any questions that you might have.
All right. Thank you so much. So a couple other features we have on here that may be of use to you both or as employers is to look at a couple different things here. So first I'm going to talk about the career events area. Career events is where we will list all of our orientations and then also all of our workshops. You know, if there is a professional development workshop or workshop we put together on site for our employers, this will be where these are listed at. Also, all of our orientations will be listed out here. Currently, we have one orientation set up already, so if I wanted to, as an employer, come out and say, you know what, we really want to be at that 5 o'clock first time on Friday, the first orientation. Now, in the past, we've never required people to register. It's still not a requirement. If you show up, we're not going to turn people away. However, this helps us get a good sense of how many people are going to be at the event, and that way we can better plan our staffing to make sure that we have enough people to be able to do tours and to answer questions at the orientation sessions. We expect far more employers, because the system is so new, to learn more about the system on site as well. So you can just go in here, click register. It will then just confirm that that's you. Yes, this is what you want to do. Hit continue, and then you're all set to go. You can add different recruiters if there's going to be more of you there at that time. So it's a really nice feature for us to be able to make sure, and then you'll see there that it says you are successfully registered for the event. So that's one of the features on here. Another feature is going to be our resource library. So on this left-hand toolbar, you have the resource library, and in here there are different things you might see. So there's a Chronicle of Higher Education link in there, which Sharon put out there for us, talking about the burden of too much information. A really good read. Also out here we have the Employer's User Guide with screenshots. So you've gone through this entire webinar or webcast with us now, and you still get stuck. This is a good place for you to come, find the screenshots, find the user's guide for how to get set up. We will probably have additional user's guides, advanced user's guides for people to look at later on as well. So a good resource for you there. Also, you can say here, you see the I want to, and report a hire. This is where you will click. Let's say you've hired somebody and you want to report that you've hired someone for that job. You can go ahead and you can type in their name, find that person. Let's do this here. Let's see if we can find Kristen really quick. And from there you can say, I selected, she had a great interview with us, we brought her to campus, everything else. She applied for this test job, we really liked it, so that's who we're hiring. We can add the information in here. Again, anything that's red is required with the asterisks. That's not going to like me because I missed that piece. And then we can report that out. So it's a very nice feature for us to see how many people were successful at hiring people from the new C3 this year. Additionally, you can see, got lost here for a second. Give me 1 second. And you can also hide that as well there. That is really the additional resources here. At this point, Sharon and Kristen, do you have anything else you would like to add at this time before we open to questions?
The only other funny language thing I would add is that the system, because it's, again, designed primarily for campus career centers, uses language of referrals. So a student may make a referral to you. The referral is really just an application, so they're applying for the position. The language of referral is embedded in a few screens where we couldn't remove it. So if you see the word referral, what it really means is application.
Great. So with that, Kristen, why don't we open up our channels here for, one last thing before we do that. Thank you. This is our information sheet. So if you continue to have questions as an employer, you can feel free to email our account, which is new C3 Employers @acpa.nche.edu. Additionally, you can call the ACPA International Office at 202-835-2272. And again, that is Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And again, removed from holidays and things like that that you will see in the announcements. Again, to log into the site, very easy, www.thenewc3.org. And then additionally, you'll see the convention registration site there. And then also to purchase tables, or if you're going to have more than one position or posting at convention, after you've registered, you may go onto that website at the very bottom of the screen there to be able to add additional add tables, add additional tables even later, or add additional postings. And and the rates are listed on that website as well.
If you're a larger institution and you do have multiple people coming to convention that are paying for registrants, please utilize your resources. That is one of the greatest advantages this year, in that, as you saw, when you go in, you create your own. It's not, your user ID and password is no longer tied specifically to your ACPA membership. So if you've got 5 graduate students coming and you have 6 positions that you need to list, work with your graduate students to help you get those positions posted, because they can all job search and post that position for you as part of their membership. So we would really encourage you to take advantage of the fact that there is no additional fee for the new C3, that it is rolled into your convention registration to post a position. So utilize all your institutional members that are coming to convention, especially if you have multiple positions for which you're searching.
And at this point, we have unmuted all of our participants, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, or you can type them into the question bar.
No questions? There's got to be something. We weren't that good, were we?
Well, certainly if questions come up, you do have access to us. We are checking email very regularly. I'm in the office most every day, with the exception of traveling to conferences or holidays. And
she even works from home when she's sick.
We do have a question. The question is, how do I give other colleagues access to the information in the database? Anyone who is registered for the convention can set up their own account. Otherwise, what I would suggest doing is, when you create your account, you would use your email address or a generic office email address and a more generic password, and you could share that information, so that if I'm the search committee chair and I'm registered for convention and I will be doing the interviewing, but I'd like to have some input as to who we interview while we're there, I might share my access information with Sharon so she can go in and review the resumes that I've selected.
And that's one of the beauties of, again, not having your registration or your login for the new C3 tied to your ACPA membership, as it's been in past years. Is this way you're not giving somebody access to your ACPA account. You can create, as you register, you can create your login based on the position in your institution or something along those lines, again, so it's generic and easy to remember for people in your office.
Well, certainly if there are other questions that arise as you begin to use the system, I will admit that when Brian and Sharon and I first started using it, there were a few things that I was a little bit confused by, but now that I'm in here many hours a day, I find it to be a very useful tool, and it does meet all of the needs that we specified, particularly compared to the frustration that we heard with our previous software provider. This is a world of difference and a big improvement for us in facilitating our career services at convention offering.
Yeah, we're completely and truly excited about the potential to have career fair software that really meets our needs and will really serve our constituents well. So we're very excited about that. But that doesn't mean we're not open to feedback. We ran the system through beta testing on both the employer and the candidate side. But as you work through the system, if you have feedback or suggestions, please don't hesitate to give them to us, because, again, we can continue to make improvements. We tweaked quite a number of things after we received the feedback from our beta testers, and we can continue to make improvements to suit your needs.
Great. Thank you all for joining us very much. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. We will be transcribing the video and posting it to share with others who maybe were not able to join us today. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.